What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your Ziva, and Knowledge Lady Mocha. Represent Mocha's Cafe Day Paris, where I'm always going to serve you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Want to give a big ups to all of my subscribers. You know, I don't just see y'all as subscribers, I see y'all as family. So big ups to my family. Those of you who have been rocking with me from day one since I started this journey, since I started becoming a content creator. You still rocking with me to this day. You still being supportive of my movement. I appreciate each and every one of you. Those of you who have recently subscribed, I welcome you to Mocha's Cafe de Paris family. If you like today's content, please make sure that you do not exit from the content without subscribing and making sure you hit that notification bell. That way you can be part of the family and you will never miss out on any new uploads that I put out there. So thought I'd get that out there. Also, for the ladies, I do have a separate channel specifically just for the women where I discuss issues and topics relating to Black women. If you're interested, ladies, you can also subscribe to my women's only movement channel known as Mocha's Ladies Lounge. So if you haven't subscribed to that, please make sure that you do so, and I will leave the link in my comment for all the ladies to be able to have access to go to the link and subscribe to the Mocha's Ladies Lounge, again, which is a channel specifically for women and about women. So on that note, I know it has been a while. I got to get right into it. Today's recipe, I wanted to talk about thirst trap queens. Yes, social media has gained its popularity throughout the years. Females now more than ever have an easier advantage in setting thirst traps for dehydrated men that are lacking attention from the wife at home or other female species. There are so many thirst trap queens that are using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now the new fans only account and other social media sites with thirst trap pictures. So the question at hand is, what is a thirst trap queen? The definition of a thirst trap queen is a female that uses her sexuality through desperate means to gain the attention of thirsty men as a way to lure them as easy prey into their thirst trap. Thirst trap, nicer way of saying vajayjay, okay? That WAP, all right? So the types of men that usually are easy, the types of men that she's usually able to gain attention from easily are pet pookies, beta males, and miserable married men. So usually the three types of dudes that I had just named are usually the ones that are easy to fall prey to the thirst trap queen. Now, this not does not make other men exempt. You have millionaires that can fall prey to the thirst trap queen. You have professional athletes. You have professional men of high prestige, of high value that have fallen prey to the thirst trap queen, but they don't fall to prey as frequently or as often, because usually men of high value and of high substance, they usually don't give thirst trap queens any type of attention. They usually try to stray away from women that are on that level, but it has been known to happen. Okay, so we don't want to exempt those just because they have a certain status or a certain they're in a certain bracket, because they can easily fall prey as well. So anyway, thirst trap queens can't easily lure alpha males into her game. The alpha male doesn't lack discipline, He has too much dignity and self-respect to allow dehydration to take over his common sense, and he's too intelligent to fall for the thirst. So, as I mentioned earlier, men that are of high value, of high substance, of high morals, they usually, for the most part, they try to stay away. Most of them stay away from the thirst trap queens because they pretty much can observe before they even approach them, before they even deal with them, just based on the way she carries herself. He already knows that he is too high of value, meaning he has a lot to lose dealing with a female that's on that low type of level. So normally he will not you really give women like that, that's beneath his level. He really does not give them any time or any of attention, because again, he knows he is a man of high value, and he knows that a thirst trap queen is going to try her best to try to target men of his status. So he's definitely not going to fall prey. Not the high status man, not the high rank man, not the high value man. He is not going to fall prey to the thirst trap queen. It's the better males, the pet pookies, builder bums, and miserable married men that are attention starved that usually fall for her desperate advances. So you again, this has become the new norm now. We're in a society where, now that we have social media, you have these women now that are willing to stoop to any level by any means. They're using all these desperate measures, and it's these pet pookies and these better males that are falling for the okey doke. These females are posting these selfies of themselves, showing how they look, showing how their bodies look. They're showing all these provocative pictures of themselves, and they have to constantly post pictures of themselves day in and day out, basically displaying how they look. Again, it's a constant need of attention. Got to constantly have attention. So on that note, much to the dismay, although the thirst trap queen seems to appear to not have any standards, the truth is she does, but it's not standards in a good way. The thirst trap queen wants to quench the thirst of certain type of men she wants. Yes, thirst trap queens are choosy. But the problem is usually the men that they want are not the men that want to be bothered with them. So thirst trap queens do have the tendency to be very selective. Okay, when they get certain guys that try to DM them, inbox them, or basically trying to push up on them. And if the guy is on a low level, he's a pet pookie, he's a builder bum, he's a broke dude, he's a scrub, she's going to shun him away. Even though you would think the way she carries herself, she shouldn't have the audacity to be choosy, but the thirst trap queen is choosy now. She's very selective. You got to have some bread. You got to have a certain level of, prospects about yourself that would even make her be interested in you. Even though, yes, she's carrying herself like a skank, a Jezebel, cyber harlot, the truth is she still wants a certain type of man to get attention from. These type of females, believe it or not, they don't want attention from all kinds of men. It's certain men who attention they seek. Okay, but 9 times out of 10, the problem is they rarely get attention from the type of men that they want. They usually get attention from men that they're not attracted to, that don't have the money, don't have, the sources that she's looking for. Usually that's the type of men that, that they want. Men with substance and value can see right through the thirst trap queen. And he already knows that basically she's either a tease, an undercover drama queen, and she most likely has more heavy baggage than the Greyhound bus station. The thirst trap queen usually gets attention from the men she's least likely attracted to, as I mentioned earlier. It's usually the low common denominator brothers that are always inboxing her. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, sexy. several days throughout the week. The thirst trap queens wants to gain the thirst of attention from thirsty dudes, from certain men. Let me reiterate on that. The thirst trap queen wants to gain thirst of attention from certain men, but it rarely pans out in her favor. Like I mentioned earlier, it's always the dudes that she don't want that's inboxing her, trying to holler at her, trying to get with her. That's usually how it works. It's never the men you want. It's never the men. You're not putting those pictures up there constantly because you want the attention of a better male, or you want the attention of a builder bum. You're not posting these type of pictures because you want a low common denominator square dude to desire you. You're constantly posting these pictures because you basically want to target that baller, that high value man. And what a lot of these thirst trap queens are not understanding, posting these type of pictures gives you just a complete opposite. Now, if a high value man were to DM them, were to inbox them, it'd only be because he wants to lay with them. He just wants to have a good time. Wifey material, any of that? No. Yeah, these are the type of women these dudes love to show and brag to their homeboys about. Yeah, man, I got a thick one, man. She got a fatty on her, man. She got that whop on her, man. Yeah, these are the type of females that dudes love to brag about, love to tell their homeboys, love to tell their dudes about. Yeah, man, she let me hit that anytime I want. Yeah, she be letting me hit that from the back. She be letting me hit that from the front. I find it very ironic. Men, in many cases, will brag on this type of females, but they will not wife them. And ironically, for men who do have wives, for men who do have girlfriends, you not dare gonna catch their old lady posting pictures like this. It's not gonna happen. These men that'll sit up here and be bragging and showing their homeboys these type of females in their inbox, if they main woman or the woman they love or care about was to dress like this, was to carry themselves like this, they'll have a fit. They would not want other men desiring or thirsting for their woman the way they may thirst to a certain degree for the side chick. These dudes, they would not want men drooling or thirsting for a woman they really would love, a woman they really care about. They would not, a man, in other words, a man who has a woman he loves and respect, he would not even want her to carry herself in this fashion at all. He would not want her posting pictures of herself, showing the assets, showing her breasts. He wants that to only be for him and him only. He don't want other men having the privilege of seeing what his woman looks like. That is something he wants to be able to treasure and have for himself. But yes, this is the type of female he will show to his homeboys. He will show to his street, his street dudes or whatever. Yeah, man, I be hitting this. This who I hit on the weekends. This who I be getting up with when my old lady out of town or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's not the kind of woman they want for themselves. Yeah, this is a woman they will hit. This is a woman they will, go to her house 3, 4 in the morning, bang on the air mattress, but he's not there going to want to be seen with her in the public eye. And he sure don't want his woman, who he loves and cares about, carrying herself. And now, like I said, the thirst trap queen, it has come to a point to where females, they don't care what shape, size, or color they are. They setting them thirst because you know why? It's the dudes. It is the men that are boosting up these trap queens' confidence. Think about it. They wouldn't be posting this kind of stuff if men was not responding to it. If men wasn't sitting up here lying to them and telling them, oh, you're sexy, you're gorgeous, you're this, you're that. They tell women who look like this, who look like a hot ass ghetto mess, they will tell these Wolverine looking females with the cottage cheese thighs and all of that, she's not posting like this because men aren't telling her she looks good. She's posting this because it's some brothers who've been lying to her, some low common denominator dudes that been inboxing her. Hey, ma, you look sexy. I love thick women. I love big women. Now you got these these plus size women that are totally out of control. Their ego is bigger than them. It's bigger than their pounds. They may be 500 pounds, but their ego is 800 pounds. You know whose fault it is? It's the men. It's the men and they delusional girlfriends who be lying to them. Oh, girl, you look good, girl. You got it going on, girl. It's always the ugly females, the low common denominated females that be boosting up other low common denominated females. You look good, girl. And now they've gotten so far as to now they're getting the surgeries. They're getting all the butt injections and everything now. This is this is the new level of thirst trapping. So, what does the thirst trap queen do to gain attention? Let's talk about it. The thirst trap queen usually posts explicit pictures of herself exposing all or some of her goodies. You can always tell when the thirst trap queen isn't really getting the attention she craves from the thirsty men. The less attention she gets, the more explicit she becomes. There's a saying that I have heard a man say, and I've heard a guy actually say this. You can always tell when a woman isn't getting enough of pipe based on the way she dresses. And this couldn't be far from the truth. It's if it's one thing if a woman likes to show a little skin, maybe a low cut blouse, tight jeans, or short mini skirt. But when a woman starts posing very intimate pictures of herself on a public page, the only thing a woman should be sending her husband or boo thing is quite evident that she's not getting any DNA. Dick and attention, dick and attention. We're lacking dick and attention. Any woman that is getting DNA on a regular is not going to be posting several explicit pictures of herself on social media. She's not going to, because for one, her man is not going to tolerate it. And if she has any respect for herself or her man, oh, here comes the snow bunnies, because let's not forget about them. Because always the sisters that are catching the heat for being thirst trap queens. Yes, we got Asian thirst trap queens. Yes, we got Caucasian thirst trap queens. We got some trailer park thirst trap queens. Some snowflake thirst trap queens. They're just as bad as black women. They be thirsting too. They don't want no broke man, the snow bunny, the snowflake. She don't want no broke man. She want a man that got some money too. Now even they thirsting. They thirsting just as hard as the sisters are. It's both ways. So I'm not just gonna ride the sisters all day now. Cause we got some snowflake, snow bunny thirst trap queens. Yeah, to this. Any woman, like I said, that is getting DNA on a regular, she's not going to be posting constant explicit pictures of herself. She's just not going to, because when you're in a relationship, your man is not going to accept you posting these type of pictures. He's not going there unless he's weak or really has low self-esteem. But a man who really values his woman, he's not going to allow her to comfortably post all type of explicit pictures of herself where his friends could see, his family can see. A man who really cares about his woman, he's really protective of her, and he's not going to let her put herself out there in a position where she's coming off as a thought. He's not going to allow it. Now, posting explicit pictures is her way of exploiting her sexuality and manipulating men with her beauty and her beauty. This is just a manipulative tactic to make the most dehydrated brothers fall prey into her thirst trap. There's a misconception that only the unattractive women are desperate. There's a misconception that it's only unattractive women that are desperate. Y'all think it's the plus size women. Y'all think it's the women that are pretty much on the bottom of the totem pole. Y'all think they're the only ones reaching. It's not just the unattractive women. It's the attractive women. Contrary to what many may think, desperation does not discriminate. It doesn't. Depending on what condition or what particular situation she's in at that given moment, she can easily fall into the sector of being a thirst trap queen, depending on what she's going through at that moment in time of her life. So let's not think that only unattractive women can be thirst trap queens. Desperation does not discriminate, gentlemen. So don't think it's only the big girls or the bus up girls or the project girls. Thirst trap queens come on different levels. Depending on a woman's current circumstances, desperation can target any woman of any race, age, educational background, and regardless of her level of wealth. Oh, goodness. Wow. As ridiculous as this looks, there's a man out here who will gladly hit it. He's not going to tell nobody about it. This is the type of chick he will hit, during vampire hours. When, like, nobody's outside, he will creep to her apartment and will sit up here and lie and tell other guys, oh, I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare mess with no BBW. That's not even my type. I'm not even interested in big women. They'll hit these type of females. They're not going to tell nobody about it. For instance, the industry has a lot of thirst trap queens that are always trying to lure men by setting thirst traps. They set up thirst traps by posting pictures of themselves in provocative clothes, thong bikinis, lingeries, or any other revealing attire that leaves nothing to the imagination. Leaves nothing to the imagination. This is to manipulate men that still struggle with beta male syndrome to overlook her faults. Women have been using their looks to their advantage for years because most men don't question too many attractive women with motives like they would unattractive women. They don't. Most men will give attractive women a pass. They don't think women with big butts and big breasts and these voluptuous bodies, they don't question their motives. Now let her be unattractive and look a hot ass mess. He'll figure instantly something wrong, something up with her. A woman that's the size of a quarterback football player and several children will be wrote off quicker than an attractive woman with a tone-shaped figure. It's the truth. For instance, and I'm just going back to some of these pictures. A woman that looks like this, a man isn't going to question her motives like he will question her motives. He'll automatically look at this type of female and say, oh, okay, yeah, I know why she's thirst trapping. She's not attractive. She's plus size. You know, if he's not into dark skinned women, he'll automatically write her off if he's color struck, because you got some guys, they are color struck. They would write a woman off if she's not light enough or white enough. He'll automatically look at her and say, oh, she's problematic. She's big, she's dark skinned, and I think there's some beautiful dark skinned women out there. And I feel like there's some unattractive ass light skinned women. But I'm not a man, so what the hell I know. But what I'm saying is a man will see her and automatically write her off, but won't even write this type of female off. Or this type of female. Because she has a nice figure, she's in shape. He's not going to question her motives like he would the heavy set, the plus size female that I just showed you. And not even understanding this woman here, and I don't know her personally, just hypothetically speaking, this woman here could have way more psychological issues than the plus size sisters. But you know what? Because she looks good and has a body, he's not going to question that. And I commend any woman who keeps herself in good shape and top shape. I think it's something all black women should strive for. But what a lot of these men have to understand, just because a woman keeps herself in shape, it does not mean that she's mentally in shape. Okay? The attractive thirst trap queen knows her looks can get her past. And she does. The thirst trap queen knows her looks can give her a pass. She know because she looks good, she has a nice shape, she knows she can get a pass. Attractive thirst queens, a lot of men overlook their underlying issues. You're not checking out the brain. You're not checking out this up here. You're not checking that out. The men are not checking out the brain, the brain, the brain. Insane in them brain. They're not looking at this. They're looking at this. They're looking at this. And they're looking at that. They're not looking at that. They never do. Unless he's a man that has, like I said, has gained wisdom and knowledge and has matured, he knows better. He knows it's a lot that comes with that and that. Nah, no, I'm not going through all this here. Well, I guess I could use this as a reference. But anyway, the thirst trap queen, that's very attractive and voluptuous. She gets away with a lot. And usually by the time the man finds out all of her issues and how psychotic she is, it's too late. He done already hit it too many times, or he'll miss and bust in her and have a child from her. By the time he finds out how mentally unwired she is, it's too late. Let me go back to this. What has happened is that a lot of these thirst trap queens have a lot of underlying issues. If you think about it, what sensible woman in her right mind will post almost 5 or more pictures a day? And I'll be honest with you. I know some women, I could go to my Facebook account right now. I could show you 2, 3 females that do nothing but post 8 to 9 pictures, 8 to 10 pictures a day of themselves. That is all that they do. That's all that they do. I know some thirst trap queens that even have more than one page and will post several pictures on both pages. I know a female now, a very attractive woman, but I can tell mentally something wrong with her. Who would sit up here and create 2 pictures and you hashtag yourself to both of your pages? Something is wrong with that. If that's not a sign of some slight psychotic behavior, I don't know what is. Time a woman could sit here and post 10, 15 pictures a day, that already lets you know something is wrong with her psyche. Slowly but surely, men are starting to catch on that even the most attractive thirst trap queens are mentally disturbed. They're mentally disturbed. The simp population is slowly declining, and every thirst trap queen that's advertising her goodies isn't getting too many men to respond to the product she's trying to sell. Some of these women may be well put together with their physical attributes, but many of them are damaged psychologically, have childhood issues, abandonment issues, and it's enough mental damage to make even the most intellectual man lose his sanity getting involved with her. Thirst trap queens aren't setting thirst traps for no reason. Their loneliness has crippled their lack of self-esteem. Many of these women, they can get men, but they can't keep them because they're very clingy, they're very demanding, they have high expectations. They feel because they look a certain way, a man should worship the ground that they walk on. Basically, she could simp you, pimp you, and do all of that. And she feels like because of how she looks, that you should be able to deal with it. Because I look good, I look good enough for you to walk me around as this trophy on your arms. You should be privileged to be with a woman that looks as good as me. So therefore, you should allow me to simp you, pimp you, disrespect you, however, and you take it. Because I look good and my head game is on point. That's what these thirst traps do. They try to compensate for their craziness in other ways by being really great in bed, by being a pro at giving the best blowjobs. They know how to make men overlook their craziness. They know how to compensate for it. Give them the best sex, the best head. He'll get past my craziness. He'll get past my narcissism until one day it clicks and it registers, a light bulb goes off like, you know what? This woman, yeah, she looks good and she's great in bed, but I can't deal with her. She's too much. And you wonder why whenever you see a beautiful woman constantly posting a lot of pictures of herself, she's by herself for a reason. She's a piece of work. As good as she looks, she don't have a man. That should tell you something. Why does she have to keep setting thirst traps? Why she got to keep posting these type of pictures? Why she has to keep letting men know how good she looks? Why she has to keep bringing her looks to somebody's attention? Because somewhere She's not all the way straight in the head. She has some issues. And the only way you're going to really know about it is when you get deeply involved, or you have dealt with other men who may know her in your neighborhood. Oh, yeah, I dealt with her, man. She this, she that, she crazy. She possessive. She too bougie. She only want drug boys. She only want men who spend a lot of money. You find out when you get up in there, it's way more to it than what meets the eye. There's a reason why. This is the reason why they're posting these type of pictures. They done ran through all of these men, because men, once they peel the layer off like an onion and find out underneath that those assets, that there's a lot of psychological issues, these men are walking away. Like, I don't want to deal with this. Care how good she look. And I know women personally who are very attractive women, but I know they got a lot of issues. They're not posting these type of pictures for nothing. This is to lure you. For you men that have no control over your penis, that are so easy to be lured into the thirst trap, they post this for a reason. Men see a woman, see this type of photos, and they lose all self-control. They want to try to get in as quick as they can. And let me tell you something. If she's that easy, she's giving it up that easy, something wrong with it. Something wrong with her. If it's that easy, there's a catch. You mean to tell me this is the only way she feels she can get a man? By constantly advertising her assets? Because she knows she has nothing going on up there in that head of hers. Nothing is up there. That's why she has to make up for what she's lacking up here. She has to put everything out there. Because she's not intelligent enough to know how to use her mind to make a man become interested in her. This is the reason why these females are using these OnlyFans accounts. But I guarantee you, you sit down and you have a conversation with this type of female, as good as she looks, you will find out her brain does not go in alignment with her body. She looks good, yes. Has a nice body, yes. But when you peel off all the layers like an onion, you're going to find out. You're going to wish you never gave her the time of day. Stop letting these other dudes boost you up and they're telling you how good a female looks. Yeah, man, you need to holler at that. You need to hit that. You end up getting something psychologically damaged and can't get rid of the problem. In worst case scenario, miss and get her pregnant because you just couldn't control yourself smashing those butt cheeks. You couldn't control yourself. It looks so good. You ain't want no protection, no rubber, no nothing. And some guys don't like to wear protection. They want to feel everything raw. And you miss some busting this type of broad. You find out she crazy, but it's too late. You have a kid on the way. You stuck with her for 18 years. You kicking out child support left and right, all because you're going by how she looks. Let's not forget the attractive thirst trap queens. Light skin, Becky with long hair. Yeah, light skinned women are psychotic too. Y'all didn't know that? Women with their real hair, they psychotic too. You didn't know that? Older women, younger women, any woman who has to go this far, I'm telling you, something is wrong with her. Ain't no real woman with real values, with real morals, with real substance, with real self-respect is going to post these type of pictures to make a man interested in her. It's the psychologically damaged ones, the ones that are mentally challenged. As I stated before, thirst trap queens aren't setting thirst traps for no reason. Their loneliness has crippled their lack of self-esteem. Again, because they constantly can get men, but they can't keep them. And it hasn't registered to them that Something must be wrong with me. They don't think nothing is wrong with them. You know why? Because you guys are constantly boosting up their ego, telling them how fat their ass is, telling them how good they look, how fine they are. So they don't think anything is wrong with them. And not only it happens, in the real world, it happens all the time on social media. It happens all the time in social media. A woman could post a voluptuous avatar of herself and have all type of men flocking at her, knocking down her door, subscribing to her channel, sending her inboxes. This is the biggest thing that's going on in YouTube, the black YouTube sector now. Women are able to gain the attentions of men just based on a avatar that they got. I call it avatar baiting. A lot of these females now, they done got smart. They're not camming up. They don't have to cam up. They're avatar baiting. And unfortunately, you have a lot of gullible men that are falling prey to it. And I don't knock anybody who's doing what they do. Hell, if you're able to profit and gain notoriety just based off of avatar, then you are the biggest player of the year. I have to commend you. So nobody needs to get in their feelings when these women get all type of attention and recognition from other places, from all the men, and the men are not supporting their fellow brethren as much as they are these other females within the YouTube sector. That is because men still seek validation from women. I don't care how many of these guys in the black YouTube sector try to act like they not pressed by black women or other women not approving of them, other women not recognizing them. Men love to seek attention. Men love validation from females. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be running and flocking to their channels. They would not be supporting their movement. They wouldn't be doing all of that if they did not care about trying to earn the approval of the opposite sex. These same brothers that preach to other brothers, you need to stop validating these females. These are the same dudes that are validating these females. They're sending their donations to those women. They're sending their support to those women. They're cash apping those women. So this is why you really can't praise too many of these content creators. You can't put them on a pedestal. You can't give them all this recognition, because at the end of the day, they're going to do the opposite of what they're preaching y'all to do. They're telling you, stop, letting these women into man spaces, but yet they're doing it. They'll tell you, stop seeking validation from these women, yet they're seeking validations from these women. How are you not seeking validation from women when you're allowing these women to be on your panel? When you're allowing these women to donate to your movement? You are seeking approval. I don't care how many people, how many of these guys on YouTube complain to these other men that y'all are not supporting the men enough. Y'all are only supporting the women. Why y'all supporting these women with their platforms and their channels, but you're not supporting brothers? You know why? Because at the end of the day, that WAP rules the nation. It rules the nation. I've come to realize that vagina pretty much rules everything. People can say what they want to say and say, "Oh, I'm a real man. I'm an alpha male. I'm not gonna let a woman's approval define me as a man." They say that day in and day out, but look at the numbers. The numbers speak for itself. Look at the women who just started becoming content creators, and look how fast their channel has flourished compared to these men who's supposed to be supported by other men. Their channels is not growing as fast. Their numbers are not increasing as fast, because at the end of the day, that WAP is going to rule a nation. Bottom line. But anyway, y'all, I just thought it was important that I did this particular content talking about these thirst trap queens, these women that are seeking attention from male species. Again, women would not be putting themselves out there as strongly if you men were not supporting it, if you men were not falling prey to it, if you men was not paying, wouldn't be getting all of this standing ovation or all of this notoriety. So really, you men cannot be getting mad at these females who are doing great on their channels, who are doing great on their OnlyFans accounts. It is your fellow brethren, the beta males, the pookies, the imitation alpha males, the imitation red pills. These are the dudes that are supporting these type of females. If they're not supporting them through YouTube, they're supporting them through their OnlyFans account. They're supporting them in other ways, other discreet ways that y'all know nothing about. So y'all can preach to the choir all day long. These men are not going to stop supporting, the thirst trap queen is on any level. I don't care if she's foreign. You got some foreign, some international thirst trap queens, okay? You got black thirst trap queens, white thirst trap queens, highly educated thirst trap queens, uneducated thirst trap queens, filled with the Holy Ghost thirst trap queens. They're on so many levels, okay? So don't stereotype that it's only black women or it's only chicks on low income housing. You can have thirst trap queens that are married to millionaires, and she can still be a thirst trap queen. So anyway, y'all, just leave your comment below. Tell me what y'all think about these thirst trap queens. Do you think that the majority of them have become thirst trap queen based on the fact that so many men are supporting them, so many men are simping for these type of females? What do y'all think is causing the thirst trap queens to basically gain all this notoriety or popularity? So leave y'all comment below. I will be interested in getting y'all opinion. Also, ladies, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Mocha's Ladies Lounge, a channel specifically for the women. I'm trying to really get most of the women to subscribe there. A lot of y'all have not gotten around to it, which is why I haven't been uploading that much new material on my Mocha's Ladies Lounge. So please make sure you ladies do that. For all of you guys, if you like my content, you like what the type of topics and things of that nature that I do, please make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, Mocha's Cafe de Paris. For those of you who are interested in cable, I sell 10,000 channels for only $26 a month. Yes, 10,000 channels. That's with free pay-per-view events included. So let go of those high-costing, expensive cable companies. And as long as you have the internet and the Fire Stick, I can connect your cable today for only $26 a month. Y'all be blessed. Take care. It is your diva and knowledge, lady girl. And remember, avoid the thirst trap queens. And I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth. And I'm going to always break you off with a slice of knowledge. Y'all be blessed. Bye.